Hi everyone.
Hello， 大家好。
So today we're going to continue where we left off last time, and this is in the room of Count Bezuhoff.
Yeah.
And I think Danny here asked that I do this a little bit differently. So we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. And what we'll do is I will do less reading, and we just go and try to figure out what's happening here. So I'm going to ask Danny to sort of like really maybe look at one sentence, and then we're just going to ask what is the hard part in this sentence, and try to figure out what needs to be done, because maybe that's a way that we can sort of like learn what's going on. So the first sentence, we're going to start from behind here, and to church. Okay, so I'm going to ask her to just go ahead and read that, and you read it by yourself and tell me which part you think you need understanding.
Behind him stood the aide camp,
Mm-hmm.
the doctors and the manservants. The man and woman had separated as in church.
Okay. You tell me which parts you need help with.
Understand this sentence.
Okay.
Just different people stand behind the count.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The doctor, the manservants, and this is the Christian?
No. These are the people that the military guy asked them to come and help out.
Help for what?
Well, help whatever out, because there's a lot of people inside the house, so he just want to make sure that everything's okay.
Okay.
So let's figure out what the next sentence begin and ends all there, and then it doesn't finish in this page. So you figure out where you want to stop saying, and then
All was silently.
War. No, not whirl. There's no L sound. War. War. No. So you need a war. You need a R sound. War. Yeah.
All were
Yeah.
silently
Mm-hmm.
crossing themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and the reading of the church service. The subdued chanting of deep bass voices, and in the interval signs, and the shuffling.
You've missed the and the shuffling.
And the shuffling of feet were the only sounds that could be heard. So crossing themselves.
A cross means you make a sign.
Themselves? Who?
Yeah. Themselves.
So everyone make silent crossing.
Yeah.
Means a God preview, kind of.
I'm not exactly sure what it actually means, but yeah.
And all were reading of the church service.
No, it says all were silently crossing themselves.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Yeah.
And the reading of the church service.
Oh, and the reading of the church service is some of the reading.
No, it's not even saying what happened. It's just and the reading of the church service. So it's a
reading?
something. It doesn't say. It says the reading of the church service.
Okay, so this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then period.
Yes. The subdued
chanting of deep bass voices. I don't understand.
Subdued means not very like evident. Right?
Not very evident.
Yeah, very very soft kind of.
Soft. The soft chanting of deep bass voice.
Chanting is blah 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 blah. You know, like sometimes some Buddhists people chant. So this is not Buddhist. This is maybe Christian chanting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Of deep
bass.
Deep bass voices, just like deep bass voices, this kind of instruments.
Yeah.
Okay. So this reading and this
chanting
and
in the interval
size and the shuffling.
Well, you have to finish the size and the interval and in the interval size.
Size.
Yeah.
So all of them.
Yeah, we don't have the verb yet, so.
And in the interval size, I don't understand. Intervals
Yeah,
size.
what's intervals mean? Well, first of all, you can get rid of the intervals because that's a describing the size.
Oh,
so,
size.
And size.
Size means.
Yeah.
Okay. What the type of size and
Shuffling of feet.
Shuffling of feet. Did they walk?
Shuffling means just shift, like not walk, can be just like moving your feet around.
Oh, well, the only sound that could be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Wall.
Yeah.
Wall, the only sounds. So this shuffling is the only sound that could be heard. And the shuffling and the signs.
Yes.
These two things can only be heard.
There's more. There's 4 things, right?
Oh, and the reading, the chanting, and the signs and the shuffling.
Right.
It's the only sound that could be heard.
Right.
Okay, so what this mean? What type of signs?
Interval means, what's an interval?
Interview.
Interval.
I don't understand interval.
What does inter mean?
Inter inside.
No, inter means between.
Or between.
Inter means between, not inside.
Or between.
Between times, interval. Just like your intervals in your music, right? You have some.
What between times? Time is continually. What between times? Time will not stop.
No, always times. It's not time stop. Like between 2 things, you have a time in between 2 things.
Okay.
That's called an interval. The time between things is called an interval.
Is stop? Rest?
No, it's just a time in between things. Like 3 hours is an interval. How long did it take you to take a bath? 3 hours. So 3 hours is an interval. How long did you sleep? 10 minutes. That's an interval.
Interval. Okay. So we don't know the interval is short or long.
It doesn't say. It just says in the interval size. Intervals of what?
Interval of size.
No, in the intervals there was size. So what do you think the interval here means?
In the interval size.
In the intervals there were size, kind of like that. Okay, so look, there was reading. So it means somebody's reading something, blah 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 blah. There was chanting, and in the intervals. So what do you think that means?
In between.
Yeah, correct.
In between they have a signs.
Yes.
Okay. Anna Mikhalovna, with an air of importance that showed that she felt she quite knew what she was about, went across the room to where Pierre was standing and gave him a taper.
Yeah.
So this lady...
Anna, it's just Anna. Why this lady? Just Anna.
Anna.
Yeah, you know who Anna is. So you don't say this lady, it's Anna. Anna Mikhalovna.
Anna think she's very important.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
How do you know how do you know that she's important?
She feels she know what will happen. She felt she quite knew what she was about.
Yes, correct.
So she know what she was about.
Yeah, what does that
She
mean?
know what she will going to do.
Yes, correct. She whatever she was doing.
She know the
people when look at her think, oh, she knows what she's doing.
Oh, this kind of person.
You understand what that means?
Yes, very resolved.
Not resolved. It's like it just looks like, you go to somebody's house, right?
Yeah.
Suppose you go to somebody's house, new house. You never went to them before.
Oh.
And you look at somebody. How do you tell whether somebody is part of that family or not part of that family? It's the first time you went to this house. You don't know who these people are. Okay? And then you look at some of these people. How do you tell that somebody actually lives in this house, somebody else does not live in this house? How do you tell?
I don't know.
Okay, think carefully. I'm going to somebody's house, and I haven't met everybody who lives there, okay? but I'm just looking at the people there, and I try to figure out, who lives in this house, who does not live in this house. How do I tell?
The people who live in the house is very straight to do anything.
What do you mean by straight?
They know the things, where the things
Right.
are.
Okay, so that's what Anna is doing.
Oh, okay.
It looks like she knows exactly what she's supposed to be doing. She knows exactly where things are, what she's supposed to be doing.
Okay.
That's what Anna is
Okay.
doing.
So she went across the room to Pierre, who was standing, and gave him a
Candle.
candle.
Yeah.
Okay. He lit it and, distracted by observing those around him, began crossing himself with the hand that held the taper. So Pierre lit the taper, make it light. So he observing those around him.
No, he was distracted.
Distracted means distracted by observing those around him. So he not very focused.
Yes.
He distracted by the people around him.
Right.
Because he's observing those people.
Yes.
Began crossing himself with the hand that held.
Yeah. So make sure you understand. It's very funny. This sentence is very funny.
Pierre was standing. He lit it up, and Pierre distracted by around him. Pierre began crossing himself with a hand that crossing himself. What crossing himself mean?
I already showed you before crossing. I showed you before.
Walk. Oh, began crossing himself with the hand that held it. Okay.
Why is that funny?
Because the hand is hold the taper.
Yeah, you don't use that hand normally to cross. You use the other hand.
Yeah,
when
use
you're
other
holding the
hand.
light, you cross with your other hand.
Yeah,
But he's kind of distracted, so he's crossing with the one that's holding the candle.
okay, distracted by okay.
So that's why it's funny.
Okay. Sophie, the rosy, laughter-loving youngest princess with the mole, watched him. So Sophie is the youngest princess, and she's very rosy, means her face is red.
Pink, maybe. Doesn't have to be red. Can be pink.
Pink. So, laughter-loving, what does it mean?
What do you think it means? What's
She
laughter?
laughed.
Yeah. So what's so hard about that?
Okay, watched Pierre. With a mole means with a
Dot.
black dot.
Yeah.
She smiled, hid her face in her
Hid. It's not hide. It's hid.
hid
Yeah.
hid her face in her handkerchief, and remained with it hidden, and remained with the handkerchief hidden for a while. Then, looking up and seeing Pierre, she again began to laugh. Okay. So, Sophie smiled, but
Why is it but? There's no but. There's no buts here. Why you put a but there?
She hid her face in her handkerchief because at this situation you should not laugh.
Yes.
And remained with it hidden for a while. So keep for a while. He want to hold the smell, right? Control the smell.
No, she wanted to hide her face.
Hide her face. Don't let other people see she is smiling. Then, looking up and seeing Pierre, she again began to laugh. So she cannot control.
Why is she laughing?
Because Pierre used that hand, held the taper to make the crossing.
Right.
She evidently felt unable to look at him without laughing, but could not resist looking at him. So to be out of temptation, she slipped quietly behind one of the columns. Sophie felt she should not look at him because she will laugh.
Yes.
But could not resist looking at him. So she knows she should not look at him,
Yeah.
but she cannot. She really want to look at him,
Yeah.
not resist.
Resist is control a little bit. It's not like want. It's kind of she cannot control herself. She's still she's kind of yeah.
Okay. So be out of temptation. What does it mean?
No, you missed the so.
Oh, so to be out of temptation,
Yeah.
she slipped quietly.
Slipped. Why is it lie? Slipped.
Oh,
there's two P's there. So it should be slipped.
Oh, she slipped quietly behind one of the columns.
Columns.
So I can guess. So this she slipped means she hide.
Slip. We went through many big. So slippers. You know slippers. What
Yeah,
they are?
拖鞋.
Yeah. So slip means kind of. What you do with those shoes, you put your feet in, right? So
Yeah.
same thing. So she slipped behind one of the columns.
Oh, she hide behind one of the
It's
columns.
not hide, slipped.
Slip means stand behind the column.
Yeah, just like you put in slippers. So what is out of temptation?
So to be out of temptation means don't allow people see she's
no,
smile.
don't make sure that she cannot see Pierre.
Oh,
Because she cannot. If she sees Pierre, she's gonna laugh,
okay.
and she cannot stop seeing Pierre. So she went somewhere she cannot see Pierre.
Oh, so
So
to be
to
out
be out
of
of temptation means to be out of the. She basically cannot resist. So you need to like put yourself so that you're not in that situation. That's out of temptation.
so to be out of the situation.
Out of temptation which you cannot resist. For example, if somebody loves to eat chocolate, right? And then you take him to a ice cream shop. That person will order chocolate and will eat chocolate.
Yeah.
So how do you get out of the situation? How?
You just leave the store.
You don't go to the store. You don't even
Yeah.
leave the store. You don't go to the store.
I don't go to the store.
So that's how you get out of temptation. So that
Yeah.
you don't have to be there and you cannot control yourself. That's how you get out of you be out of your temptation. Temptation means like you cannot control the thing that you need to do. So to be out of that.
So temptation is it's a noun, means the
Cannot
thing you
control.
cannot control.
Yeah.
The situation, the thing you cannot control.
Yeah.
Okay, finish here.
Okay. Bye everyone.
Bye bye.